Are there build quality differences between motors made in 2015 versus modern motors? Massive, massive difference. What do you look for to tell if a motor is modern and still viable? I mean, I couldn't, like, they look different. There are cosmetic ways that motors have changed that would tell me that whether it's a modern motor. But no, the engineering of FPV motors since 2015, they're so much better refined, better built, more powerful. One of the biggest changes that was made was going to higher strength magnets. I remember the shift from like N45 to N48 to N52 to N52SH, and motors just got more and more powerful for the same weight. The way that the stator laminations have gotten thinner and more dense. The machining of the bells, the gluing of the magnets, the balancing of the motors, so many things have changed, and the engineering has just gotten so refined and so insane. Just huge differences. If I had to tell a motor was modern versus a motor that was old, I mean, the one of the things that's changed is cosmetic, but in addition, the size of motor that's used has changed. So today, for a 5-inch build, you're usually going to have a 2207 motor, usually. Back in the day, 2204 was standard for 5 inches. And then, we went to 2205. Oh, it's such a big motor. What are you going to do? So, like, the sizes. If you gave me a 2205 motor from 2016, I would say don't run it. It's too small. It's not powerful. It's not torquey enough. It's going to fly like shit. Well, why were we okay with it back in the day? Because everything flew like shit. The flight controller flew like shit. The motors flew like shit. The ESCs flew like shit. It all flew like shit. So now we have flight controllers that fly amazing, ESCs that fly amazing. If you take them and you put a motor that flies like shit, why would you do that? Don't do that. Right? Don't fly a motor from 2005 with a flight controller from 2024, or 2015 rather. Don't fly a motor from 2015 with a flight controller from 2024. In fact, in a lot of cases, old ESCs and old motors, if you pair them with a modern flight controller, it freaks out and it won't fly. Because the motor and the ESC are so unresponsive that the flight controller has not been tuned to. Why did it fly okay 10 years ago? Because those flight controllers were tuned for slow, unresponsive ESCs and motors, and that's why the whole quad flew like shit. But now, our flight controllers are tuned for modern, responsive motors and ESCs. If you pair them with an old motor and ESC, a lot of times it won't even fly.
Has anyone done a video like that? I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, Rotor Riot did a video where they used old hardware. They built drones with old hardware and they flew it.
Right.
As far as specifically pairing old motors with modern flight controllers, I don't know about that. Seems like somebody has.
Yeah, somebody said multi-wheel on ADIS.
Silliness.
So what batteries were you running back then? 3S, 4S?
3S. So my first quadcopter was 3S batteries with a Sunny Sky 2204 motors, I think, on 6-inch props. I remember, 4S. I don't know if I'm ready for 4S. You know, that was the big move. But yeah. So, and the props would shatter if you so much as breathed on them. I'd come back from flying and I'd have spent $25 in props, and I would feel really bad because that felt like a lot of money at the time. Well, first of all, it was, that was 10 years ago, and that's like $50 in props today because of inflation or whatever. And also, I wasn't a professional drone guy. I was just a dude with a day job. So now when I break props, I just go to my giant drawer of props that manufacturers have sent me, because they just hope that I'll fly them and use them in the video, and I just get more props, and I'm like, I'm good to go. But back in the day, I would go flying for the weekend and break 8 props and be really sad at how much money I had spent, but I had a good time, obviously. So a lot has changed.